Microwave, use tube of force and sickening radiance. Oh, hey, welcome to the Duke City Chronicles. I'm Jason Russell from Critical Dice, and you're watching the Fable 42, where we build community through friendship, gaming, and chaos. This is the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game set in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico, because it is a buck wild place. You can watch us live here on Fable 42's Twitch channel, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific, where GW and Ann live. If you we're going to start our giveaway !critical to win a set of dice from Critical Dice. Hey, that's me. Also, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. If you have a free one from Amazon Prime, you can spend it anywhere you want, and we sure would like it if you would spend it here. But with that, I think let's go ahead and get into our character player intros. And I think, as typically customary, let's start with Bridget.
Hi, I'm Bridget. You can find me all over the internet, mostly on Instagram and TikTok as string_theories_. And I play Suki Buchanan. She's a 70-year-old, heavily tattooed art professor at the University of New Mexico, and she talks back to the dead for a living.
And that's true again. Yay.
Again, every time it becomes true. She's the spooky playbook also. That's nice. The one bit that I haven't added in seamlessly.
You'll get there. We only have a few episodes left. You'll get the last one. Let's go with Ann.
Hello, I'm Ann. You can find me at Dusty Wings Illustration on the gram. Otherwise, my own channel where I DM a science fiction 5e homebrew game on Twitch/MZDusty. Otherwise, I play Fiona. She's like your typical, Irish demon lady. And she is the Spellslinger playbook.
You know the type, yeah. And this is Stax, please.
Hey, yo, I am Stax. I play Gates. I'm switching all over. You can find Stax on anywhere where there's a judgy DM involved, because I'm probably somewhere around the corner, if not there in that moment. And today I'm playing Gates, which is from the Monstrous playbook. No first name, no last name. I don't know. We don't know what his name is. No one thinks. I'm just saying.
Like Prince or Madonna.
Yeah.
I like how we could see like Eubank take over his brain in real time. Just that's great.
Yeah.
And GW.
Hey everyone, I'm GW. You can find me on IG and Twitter under GW005, 2 B's, 2 zeros. You can also find me here on most Fridays on Duke City as I play Quavon Whispers, aka Q. He is the Divine playbook, and he is the team's angsty, edgy angel boy.
And can we just appreciate that cut on the beard, like that line? Just look at that. Oh,
I try.
I was trying to figure out what was different. Thanks.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this anymore. And I'm Jason Russell. You can find me at Critical Dice on Instagram and Heaven Help Us TikTok. And I am your keeper of monsters and mysteries. And speaking of, I don't think we have any announcements other than that we're in the end game now. And let's see what our hunters get up to as we go back to our next episode of The Plan. Okay, and we'll come right back. And I think I'm going to use GW's synopsis, which was wonderfully detailed.
It's perfectly done.
Yeah, per his typical manner of life, his MO. Previously on the Duke City Chronicles, a lot happened. Wow. Gates is reunited with the team after his own little solo adventure, discovering the secret lair of the BBEG himself, Maxwell, somewhere deep into the desert outside of Albuquerque near Kirkland Air Force Base. I assume the NSA is watching. Hi, guys. Also, the team gets reunited. Fiona realizes that she can make the car go through portals, which was a lot of fun. Gates almost gets decapitated by the Shade, and also realizes that maybe his powers aren't as strong as the team thought they were, as he still seemed to be injured after their last fight. The team reconvenes, driving some impromptu dune buggying in the Mustang as they start to have a little team bonding experience about all the craziness that's happened. Q talking about how he feels that he is a failure for not living up to the task given to him by his divine patron Dimphna of protecting someone on the team who he thinks may be Suki. But all good news, Suki is back in full force with a reality that now remembers her with her spooky powers. They get back to Sunset House, have a conversation with some of the ghosts there, and a reuniting with Ralph, who says that he's now ready to possibly move on to the afterlife and wants Suki to go with him to go speak to Sunny the Pond Demon, who has been playing the role of bounty hunter on and off for a while, looking for Ralph. Meanwhile, Fiona decides that instead of trying to stab Gates, that she's going to help him get some battle experience, and Gates requests what is going to be the first big magic of our game, most likely, of him becoming more one with his passenger and absorbing the knowledge that Eubank garnered over decades of hunting into his current psyche. So with that, let's start there. You're in the dining room of the Sunset House around the kitchen table, all drinking tea. Suki has just come back in from her conversation with Ralph, and Fiona is pretty sure she knows how to conduct this ritual. It'll take some time, but she knows that there is a risk that with this merging of two minds, that she and Gates may be exposed to some danger, and that she needs a rare or unusual object. We determined it was a diamond fraught with tragedy, or something along those lines. If you remember exactly what I said weeks ago, please feel free to correct me, but it was something along those lines, maybe a cursed diamond, I said. But that's where we are. And you guys do know, coincidentally, a great place to get such a diamond, Fiona, would be Sunny.
Yeah. And FYI, side note, being half demon or harnessing a demon, probably the worst person to be doing a spell like this, but this is the end game. We only have so many options. Okay.
Indeed.
So I'm mentally preparing.
Indeed. But I will also say that there is big metaphysical ties here to this kind of operation. And you know what? You mean roll, but I'm just going to give you this because you guys at one point had joked in our Discord that everyone here is just a warlock. Everyone has a patron of some kind. That, you know, Suki has her ghost, Q has Dimphna, you have the demon residing inside of you, and Gates has his passenger. And some of the things that Fiona has done in the past when she was still an NPC had to do with helping people realize their full potential and their future, and guiding them to be the people they want to be. And so I love that you have chosen this course of action, because it really kind of seems to go along with the vibes and the themes of this particular adventure.
Yeah, and you know, it only took me centuries to master the art of kung fu, but don't have enough time for that.
No.
Anyway, and I've met Sunny, right?
Yes, you have. You have met him in the other version of reality. So who knows? Because you came to the pawn shop and you guys about threw down, and you made a bargain with him for him to believe that you're not who he thinks you are, which is the head sorcerer of the Obsidian Order, and honestly, a possibly global level threat.
The other BBEG.
We'll see. Go ahead, Fiona.
Do you know where Sunny is? He might be the best person to ask for what I need for this spell.
Oh, that's actually real good, because me and Ralph also have to go see Sunny.
All right, but you gotta, like, you know, like, not fight them. Like, don't start nothing.
You can't just start a sentence like You can't fight. He might not need to fight Fiona. Have you ever worded it that way, Q?
All I'm saying is last time was a lot. This time it sounds like you both made some kind of bargain and you're cool, but just want to throw it out there. Yeah, I know where he is.
But now it's different, at least, because now we ain't on the timeline where she's the biggest, scariest thing that Sonny's ever come across. I honestly think he was just a little intimidated by her at that point, because like, you know, how sometimes, you know, like young guys will sort of go like, yeah, I'm the biggest, toughest thing, when they're actually confronted with somebody who's actually way bigger and way tougher.
Yeah, that was actually my first time seeing
I can be pretty
Sonny in his like form, but yeah, the thing that was in Fiona was way bigger when we had to fight that.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna bring that up.
We're not going to bring that up.
He might not even know me in this timeline, so we'll gauge the situation.
All right.
That's very true. Well,
stand back.
since I have to go in with Ralph anyway, and there's some sort of beef that's been happening between him and Ralph, or that Ralph has done something to piss him off or something, I'm gonna have to go in there with sort of like a sort of placating kind of manner anyway. So maybe if I go in and be like, hey, good news, bad news, got that ghost you're looking for. Second bad news is that you can't hurt him, but the second bad news is that we have a demon now.
Wait. Since when how are you gonna get Ralph to go to see Sonny?
Well, he actually asked me to do it because he said he might be ready to cross over. And I said, well, before you go, would you mind wrestling up a bunch of, you know, your ghost friends so that we could have a ghost army? Oh my God, I completely forgot to tell you guys. I might have a ghost army now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like Maxwell is like always doing stuff on the physical plane, but he didn't think about the ghosts.
What has happened to us?
I
kind of like it.
This is what happens when you jump timelines and realize that time is just a flat circle and a construct.
All right. Okay, so Ralph wants to go see the demon that's been trying to collect his soul, but first he's gonna go and pick up other ghosts to bring to you to help with whatever. And
Suki, while he's talking, Ralph's like, I mean, it doesn't really work that way, but you know, you guys can go first. I'll wait outside while y'all do your demon stuff, and yeah.
All right. Well, Ralph, you promised that you'd come with me. You asked.
Yeah. I'll be right
Now,
outside.
You ain't gonna run away now, are you? Because that would be dishonest, Ralph. That would be dishonest and a little bit shitty, Ralph. You know that, right?
And liars go to hell.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I won't disappear, and I won't run away. I'll just stay outside. You guys like, you know, make sure the coast is clear and, you know, everything's good. And you know, the ghost army thing, like, you know, I'll do my best, but you know,
I mean, even a couple of people. I mean, honestly, Albuquerque is seriously the most haunted place in the world. Like, I don't expect you to get all of them.
Yeah, it's a weird place.
It's a very weird place. Yeah. You know what? I have never noticed that before. Sorry. Go ahead.
Suki, I don't mean to interrupt you or nothing, but
by the way, as always, she's talking to nothing.
I know. But did you hear about what Fiona wants to try with Gates?
No, what's up?
I look at Fiona.
Well, I figured I'm sure I can find a way to merge himself with his alien. That way, if they're in tune, maybe he can pick up some of that alien skills, fighting skills, maybe even more. We don't know what we can possibly unlock. And I'm curious, and I think it'll work. Yeah, merge their memories.
Make the
consciousness?
connection between what he thinks and what I think not as distant.
Okay. Well, Gates, baby, you're okay with this?
I mean, as long as I can still be in charge of my own body, but yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, you trust that passenger of yours?
Well,
Eubanks
everything.
was a good man when we knew him, but dying does stuff to people.
I mean, to be fair, he could have just like not turned back into me when y'all first met me way back when. But here we are.
That is a good test of faith. That is a good test. That is an excellent point, baby. I mean, sure. I mean, if you feel comfy doing this, like, I support you. But if there's any trouble or anything, do you want to set up like a safe word, like an oh no, it's all gone wrong. This is definitely Gates talking thing. Not that I think it will, but I'm just saying.
Maybe. Sure. We should probably think. I should probably think of that word between now and the time.
Periwinkle.
Yeah, periwinkle's good.
Periwinkle.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of context for periwinkle.
No.
Why do I feel like today that if there is a chance for context in Periwinkle land,
I
it
know.
might happen now, but
They'll turn the whole periwinkle.
platypus is
Gosh
the
darn it.
backup. To
Platypus is a
There we
backup.
go.
I like it.
Periwinkle and platypus. That's not. That
Do you
they're
think
not
that
hanging out.
Periwinkle is Perry's full name? That's just what he goes by for short.
Aw. Periwinkle.
The
Platypus. DDS.
Yeah.
Not dent. Sorry. What is it? Esquire.
DDS. He's a
I know,
dentist.
he's a dentist.
I
Me and
mean,
Fiona,
told you.
as they're talking, me and Fiona are just like in the back, just kind of like looking at him and just kind of like give each other like a side eye.
yeah.
I'm also trying to look at where she was talking to. And that's a little empty space.
Yeah. Do you want to roll magic?
Okay.
I mean, is that what you're intending, or are you just like staring into space in an accusatory manner?
I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, let's. I'm trying to identify.
Yeah, use magic would be the way to do
Who's
that.
this Ralph guy?
Who's this ghost? Who this?
Who this? 13.
13.
Who does?
You can see a vague outline, not where she was talking to before, but over by Gates, who's talking with Suki, and you can see like the outline of the hand, like going into like Gates's mind, like exploratorily, like. And Suki, just to fill in the gaps, you can see Ralph hears you guys talking about alien stuff, and he's all, "Huh, really?" Hey, Gates, you feel nothing.
I just kind of fan at that side of his head, like, shoot.
And he responds like, and he looks at you, Suki, like,
I'm gonna try to.
Ralph, what are you doing, honey? Ralph,
Over here. What?
okay, Miss Suki, I'll see y'all at Sonny's, okay?
okay, and I'm expecting it there.
This just got weird. Like it, he's gone. You spooked a ghost. Achievement unlocked.
My point of view, I just see Fiona like shooing away nothing. Just
Yeah.
like-
Clearly casting a spell and then just being all like, "Oh, the fairy lights." Yeah.
This is who you meet in hell.
I love how a successful spell and a failed spell can look exactly the same to an outside observer. All right, team. What's the plan?
Keeper, what time of day is it? We did all the thing, we reunited with Gates.
It would be night now because it was night at the Balloon Museum. You came back to the train yard base that used to be owned by the Obsidian Order. It exploded. You got attacked. You got separated, reunited, wave, and now it's probably about 11 o'clock at night. And Q, Sunny's open.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go. If y'all are Good to go, I am.
Does Sunny have like weapons, like maybe a cool like obsidian blade that I could like pick up on?
Sunny has almost everything. Why do you want obsidian blade?
I'm just joking. You can keep your like. Ooh,
I was
thing.
just asking the question. I didn't say I just asked you a question.
I mean, out of all the I don't think I could like handle Mitsuki's shotgun. I'm just not that skilled yet. But yeah.
But a sword.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
maybe, like when I get my epiphany, we'll
mhm.
come to an agreement of what weapon.
Maybe.
I don't know what you bank be using out there besides like, and he'll like extend his claws out a little bit more. But other than that,
Can't you just make your arm a sword?
okay, I get it.
Now,
Maybe.
I'm assuming all of this is happening in the Mustang on the way there.
Absolutely. Don't you make your arm a sword in my car. I just got this upholstery just redone. And y'all have been so hard on this car of mine.
Covered in
Just because
sand.
you're waving your sword around.
Hey, was just saying. On this ride, I definitely would make a point to be like, so Fiona, you we've learned a lot about you lately, but I don't know. I guess I'm still curious. So you're both full human and full demon, and the way you talk a lot of the times, I pick up certain things, but it's kind of let it fly off my back. But you talk like you've been on this earth for longer than I guess the normal person. So I'm guessing you're older than you look. What happened to you to make you like this?
DM.
Yes.
Did you have a story in mind for her? Should I make it up?
I do. How are you wanting to like are you gonna tell him the truth?
Yeah.
Did you just ask her age?
For real. I was thinking the same thing,
Right?
Stacks.
I
Like, you
know.
can just ask people that.
I didn't
Okay.
ask age. I just said
All right. So Fiona, I'm gonna give you the skeleton. Everything else is for you. Is you, okay?
Mhm, mhm.
Several hundred years ago, you were convicted of witchcraft back in Ireland. And an enterprising young monarch also saw a solution and a punishment. There was a demon that he had trapped from someone else had conjured to run amok. They didn't know how to get rid of it, but they had it caged for now, but not like a permanent long-term solution. So they used some kind of magic item and spell to merge the two of you. Your punishment and burden is to be the prison. His punishment was to be caged inside of a mortal. The unintended consequence was enhanced magical power and long life.
Cool. All right. Well, Q. I'm a few hundred years old. Just a few. Let's see. Oh gosh, it's so long ago. Something similar to the Obsidian Order has been around for, I think, even before my time. Me and a group of other women bound together to fight off what horrors that we could find. A couple of demons and ghosts here and there, a couple of creatures that I still have yet to find in this world, in this time. And it was all going well, but the only issue with living as old as me and as long ago as me is that you can't get caught, because we are just as bad as any demon that would devour someone's family in the village. So when I did get caught, They gave me this demon as a punishment, and I've lived with it ever since. Totally, and similar fate with the friends of mine who were doing the same things I was doing. A couple of them didn't survive. One of my friends did for a while until eventually she succumbed to the demon. But I think I prepared enough to combat it to the point where I'm at least still conscious, and still human. But yeah, that was a long time ago. And I think once in a while, I'll have an instance happen because this demon is very old. But I'm still here and doing what I can with what I have.
What happened to your family?
Well, that was one of those instances, and I was very confident as a magic user back in the day and thought I could exercise this one myself and kill it myself. Turns out I couldn't. And my daughter and my husband didn't survive it. But I do know that even with the power I have, I was able to save a lot of lives before that happened. And so maybe there's a toll I have to meet to make up for the things that have happened. But I think that's the punishment that they were planning all along.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
It's nice talking about it. I haven't talked about it to anyone in a long time.
I'm glad you could share it with us.
It's nice having an angel around.
Yeah, Miss Sicky does drive really well.
Just by thank you. Wiping away her tears. Oh no, it's
I just kind of smile
hard
at
to drive with these tears.
Well, Fiona, everyone's been doing some new and amazing things lately, and I'm still working on my own things, but if after all this, if I'm able to do something with my gifts with this creature inside of you, I will.
Thanks. I look forward to the day I can finally rest.
Yeah. I have obviously grown up in the church, and one of the things that I remember hearing every now and then is that for a demon, if you know its name, there's a higher chance that you could have some kind of command over it. Do you know this thing's name?
I don't. And it's a really complex spell. I mean, I've done my research for hundreds of years. I have yet to know what spell they use to have this happen. I thought maybe joining the Obsidian Order would help me figure that out at some point. I thought maybe I'd stumble across something in this world and even in another plane that would give me some sort of clue, but so far I haven't. But I don't think I'm in too much of a rush. You guys are a lot of fun anyway.
I think with that, you guys are pulling up to the pawn shop.
And since Q won't say it, you don't look a day over a half century, Fiona. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Get that dangerous hand away.
Yeah.
Where you point that?
The energy that Gates is bringing this episode, I can't
I
even.
know. Sassy Gates is my favorite Gates. Oh,
It's as good.
Sassy Gates is so good.
And as you guys get out of the car and park on the street, Suki, you can see kind of just a little, just at the kind of the edge of the other side of the sidewalk by Sunny's Pond is Ralph, and he looks kind of sheepish, like a 5-year-old on their first day of school. Just kind of, he sees you and you see him, he's like,
Yeah, I give him a thumbs up. Like, good job, buddy. You're doing good. You're doing good. You're doing the right thing.
yeah,
Good
he just
job.
kind of starts pacing back and forth.
Yeah, you're just doing that.
Theo waves and he's like,
Yeah, just wigging him out.
Yeah. You guys enter into Sunny's pawn shop, and just as another patron is leaving, and you guys walk in, and Sunny, in classic fashion, black slick back hair, kind of buff, yellow shirt, is like, "Oh, hey guys, what's going on? What brings you in so late at night at the witching hour, if you know what I mean?"
Well, we got a couple of things going on. First and foremostly, what kind of diamond were y'all looking for? Just a big one?
One that has some trauma to it as well.
A trauma diamond? Would you happen to have a trauma diamond?
A trauma diamond, huh?
I mean, surely there's a lot in this world. Like,
Oh,
they're not.
oh, yeah. I mean, well, what's it for? You ain't casting spells, are you, Masuki?
Oh, I ain't, but she is.
And he looks over at you, Fiona, and he goes, "Oh, you kind of looks up and down like, which one are you?"
Fiona. Malik.
Where did you guys pick her up? She's been missing for like 80 years. Really?
Funnily enough, we picked her up in the 40s.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
So-
time travel. There's been broken reality for a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been gone like what, a few weeks or something?
I've lost count.
All right. So you're going to cast this spell. What's like, tell me what you're trying to do, because I want to make sure I give you the right thing. So it's not going to have some, there's not a residue or side effects, any off-label usage.
I'm trying to merge two consciousness together into one person.
Oh, interesting. You have anyone in mind? This isn't for you, is it? Oh, him. Oh, this will be good. All right. You know what? I got just the thing. And he goes underneath the glass countertop, and there's a bunch of like rings and jewelry and things, and pulls it out, sets it up. I said, which one? Ah, yeah, this is it. And he pulls out a diamond ring and sets it on the table. Q and probably Suki, but definitely Q. You recognize it. It's Renee's ring, the one who had been possessed by La Llorona.
And that's a good trauma diamond. That's some beefy trauma attached to that diamond. I'll tell you what.
How did you get that ring, Sonny?
Q. You're really gonna ask me that?
Fiona, that's a really good ring. That ring will do it. I'll just tell you that ring will do it.
Yeah, I mean, this
I
is
do like
almost
the
like
cut on
it's, well, are you familiar with La Llorona?
No.
All right, so she's a myth here in the Southwest. She's a ghost, but not like Miss Suki's ghost. She's a vengeful ghost, so the weeping woman, they call her. And the legends say that she will drown children next to bodies of water, the arroyos, ditches, lakes, that kind of thing. Most people use it as a story to keep the kids away from flash floods that we have around here. Now,
They almost drowned us.
yeah, because
A couple of
she's real. She's as real as any of y'all. So she figured out how to, well, in a spiritual words of speaking, kind of do what Gates here does and his passenger. She piggybacked on the emotion of a jilted lover, being one herself because her husband left her for another younger woman, which grew her crazy, and she drowned her own children when she was alive. She decided to take out vengeance or revenge or whatever on the real culprits, infidelitous men. So not too long ago, these yahoos here and some other ones, well, they went to investigate down at the Crossroads Inn. Men who were, well, let's just say being a little disreputable, were going missing, dying, drowned in an empty parking lot. So this ring belonged to the last host. I can't even believe I'm saying that, of La Llorona, before they got rid of her. So if you need a diamond that's full of conflict, troubles, and has a provenance of two minds working together, you're not going to find anything better.
What do you want for it?
That is the question, ain't it?
Mhm.
What's the purpose here? You're trying to put his two minds together, him and the other guy?
Mhm.
All right. Who is this other guy exactly? I've heard you guys mention him a couple times, but who is he? Gates.
Sorry, I'm at like a half platypus right now. Let's see. His you know what? Better just to show you. And then I'll like shift into Eubank.
Oh,
Eubank.
Nice.
oh, really? So he avoided death, huh? Cheated it.
Don't know how.
Yep.
He's like, now is this a trick? Is this him? You're one of Hibbins' guys, right?
Yes. Yes. But it's complicated.
Interesting. All right, here's the deal. If this works, you're going to fill in some gaps for me that Hibben was never really willing to share, if you know him. Little pieces of trivia, knowledge, mission details. It'll help me find some other things I've been worrying about, questioning about for a few decades now.
Sonny, I didn't know that you knew Hibben.
Q, are you really going to ask me that?
Guess not.
So, what do you say? If it doesn't work, you'll be dead. Don't worry about it.
I can agree to those terms.
Excellent. We have a bargain. And he claps his hands, sticks his hands out to you, shake your hand, Gates. Shakes it. Into you, Fiona, since you're doing the spell and you're involved too, shakes your hand. And Fiona, you can feel the magical construct of the deal like solidify. It's like it's like when you have two magnets that are almost close enough to feel the tug. And it's at that moment you realize it's another deal.
Oof.
The deal you made with Sonny earlier, it's still active.
Oh yeah. Well.
Lord.
You know that deal stuff.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
And like meanwhile,
Yeah.
like Q was really happy that there's not like a huge like throwdown happening, and he just kind of like secretly like looks at Suki and like wants to give her like a high five, like, yeah, this is going great.
Yes, a little bit.
Great. Going great.
Selling
I
over
thought
our
my obsidian
souls.
dice. Please roll well for me.
Okay,
Well-
so you want to do this now?
Yeah, I grab the diamond and I kind of toss it in my hand and catch it again and look at Gates. You ready?
I'll shift back to Gates and be like, mm-hmm. Yeah, yes.
Okay, Gates, tell me exactly what you're hoping to accomplish.
I'm hoping best case scenario, I become a freaking badass like Buffy the Vampire Slayer hunter out there that just like knows all the ins and outs, not getting surprised because I've already done this before.
Become the Slayer.
Gates wants from this to be able to merge the gap in his inexperience with all these monster hunter trips that they've been going on as of late.
Okay, so you're seeking a mental partnership, much in the way as you already have a physical partnership with Eubank.
But yes, closer. Like
Right. Because right
Those
now
are-
you have access to almost all of his powers physically, but the mental side is where it's like fragments, bits and pieces. So you
Mhm.
want to kind of shore up the mental side of things. All right, great. Fiona, how do you imagine that this spell looks?
Well, I'm thinking it's like a sit down in a circle type dealio. And I imagine just like suspending space and time. So like a bird or something will fly above us and freeze in time, and the only people who can move in it are those involved with the spell. So me and Gates. Our bodies can't move, but I'm imagining Gates like just being hit like a truck with just all these flooding images of this other person.
Okay.
So we're just
Awesome.
gonna be sitting there, I guess, and the spell
Yeah.
would be like it pretty instantaneous. So whatever happens, like it'll just like if if it's bad, the bad will like start happening immediately.
All right. Yeah, great. Because this is probably going to be taking place on the psychic plane or realm more than anything else. And so as you kind of like sit down in the circle, you see Sunny kind of make a gesture and all the glass windows just kind of like tint automatically. And I think Q, you can see like the deadbolt on the glass door go, and the open neon sign just turns off. And he's like, all right, it's your court.
Okay.
I need you to roll, use magic. Gates, I need you to roll act under pressure. Unless you want to pitch me something different, Gates.
Since this is very Eubank centric, if possible, I would like to use weird instead because I'm extending that bridge out to Eubank where normally I just like go over to visit and be like, hey guy, what do you know? It's
I like this. I'll do you one better. Roll past lives.
I rolled a 10.
It's up to you now. Which is a plus spirit move. 9. Gates, can't remember if you've ever physically been here, but you're sitting in Hibben's living room. And you're in a big, high-backed, cushy chair, upholstered leather with the stuffing. You can see a real-life stuffed elephant head on a wall, taxidermy all over the place, a piano. There's a long table with chairs, and sitting across from you in an identical chair is the most boring-looking white man you've ever seen, and you know it is Wayne Eubank, Dr. Wayne Eubank, tweed coat, the patches, sitting cross-legged, and you guys are maybe 5 feet from each other. And he says, so, you wish to form a partnership?
yes.
You know, in a partnership, there isn't control. There's trust.
I mean, to be fair, Eubank, since you first came into my life, my sense of control isn't what it used to be.
Nor mine. I am a being without being. I did this to protect myself, and by extension, you. You repeatedly talked about how you still want to be in control. At the conclusions of our festivities today, doesn't sound like much of a
like mostly in control. Like if I need to take a step back for something cool that you need to do, then yeah. But like, I just don't want to lose myself in all this and become a passenger in my own body.
Yes, a fate worse than death, it would seem.
Fate worse than death.
If we're going to trust one another, you have to lay everything bare. And you see him shapeshift. And you see what I think Suki saw, his natural alien form of almost a body comprised of thick vines, black and green mottled, an elongated head, large eyes, 2 slits, and a small mouth, hands with 3 fingers, still sitting in that very professorial crossed legs kind of position. And there's like an echo undertone to his voice. This is what you are signing up for. You must show me who you truly are, if there's to be trust. Who are you, Gates?
Me, I'm nobody.
Who are you,
I'm
Gates?
trying to do good in the world. I learned started studying in medical field because my mom got sick when I was little, and there wasn't anything the doctors could do. So
Then become a doctor. You could help people that way.
I like as in my current state, you have to like get in it. If someone's injured, you're right up there trying to help them make sure that they're okay. And sometimes people don't get a chance to see the doctor. And if there's a way for me to help them before that, then that's where I want to be.
So you wish to be proactive.
Yes.
Hibben would have liked you. But you haven't answered my question. It's what you desire. Who are you, Gates?
Jeffrey Wallace Gates II. Named after that.
We are agreed. And in a moment, you guys can see Gates's whole body is pulsing and shifting, almost like rats running beneath a skin, shifting and moving. And you see, while all this is happening, you see Eubank, you see Gates, you see that doctor from the hospital for a second. You see a wholly alien visage, and then Gates' face solidifies, face a little longer perhaps, Maybe he looks a few years older. It's hard to tell. And his eyes open and he's like, I know Kung Fu. No, I'm kidding. But his eyes open and Gates, your tough just increased by 2
Strong boy.
to a max of 3. And you may choose one other power.
Oh my
Oh my god.
And I would encourage you to pick something from the professional handbook.
Sword hands.
Sword
God.
hands. Who needs a lousy sword from a pawn shop? You sword hands.
Well, hold up. Can Fiona cast a spell on me so I can get new stuff?
I know who Gates is. Gates is swole. That's who Gates is.
Sassy swole gates.
Sassy swole Gates.
That's really good. And you can let me know about that power later on. And
Okay.
Fiona, the diamond has turned to charcoal. It's still in its facet, but it looks like a black rock, and you touch it and it crumbles into dust on the ground at Sonny's pawn shop. And Sonny walks over and helps pick up both you, and then reaches a hand out for you, Fiona, and he says, good job. I hadn't forgotten about our other deal though. And he heads back to the behind the counter and looks and says, all right, you said a couple of things. That's one. And he snaps and you hear the door unlock and the tent goes away from the windows and the light of the open sign goes and lights back up. Who wants to make a deal?
I kind of cross my arms, look at Suki.
Well, before anything, you gotta promise me something. Promise that you won't hurt him.
Hurt who?
And I'm gonna open the door, and hopefully Ralph will be there.
Yeah, and no, and then like from the side, just like, hey, Sonny. He's like, is this my birthday or something? No, wait,
Wait.
I'm timeless. Really? You finally got Ralph?
Well, he asked. You see, he's ready to move on. After he helped a whole Maxwell problem, but I know that you want him for something, and it's not like I don't trust you, Sonny. You're very close to my heart, baby. But you don't have the best reputation for not, hurting people.
When have I ever
So-
hurt anybody?
I don't know. I saw you do something crazy in the past. You went insane on Fiona in the past.
This is demonic prejudice, and I'm not going to stand for it. These are stereotypes.
Well,
I have been nothing but cordial. I keep all my deals.
You do keep all your deals.
Thank
That's what
you.
I'm worried about. See, Ralph may be a butthead, and he may have evaded you for a long time. Because I just don't want you to hurt him. He's a butthead, but he's my butthead.
I ain't going to hurt him. I just want him to move on. He's
Oh,
like,
really?
Ralph? Yeah? Ralph, as a duly appointed afterlife bounty hunter, it is my sworn duty to let you know you are not being hunted by my side, and the other side has been asking for you and cordially invites you to get your ghostly butt off this plane. In not so many words. You know you didn't do nothing wrong, kid, right? You're like, yeah, I just kind of figured that out recently. Yeah, you have a reward waiting for you, kid, and the other side's kind of anxious to get you. You got no more unfinished business. It's time to go. Well, can I take a minute and say goodbye? Yeah, but hurry it up, all right? I don't got all century.
Oh,
Okay. Well, Suki,
yes, Ralph.
thanks for not being dead, I guess, because that really has made things easier for me, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm happy not be dead myself.
Okay.
And Ralph, it was a pleasure knowing you, and I look forward to seeing you again someday.
Yeah, you keep doing good, Suki. I'm sure you will. And I haven't forgotten. I'll ask while I'm up there if anybody can help out or anything.
Yeah, thanks. If anybody wants a little field trip or anything, we got a big bad evil down here, and I know
Yeah.
folks.
He kind of like
over-
glances over at Sunny and like back at you. Yeah, yeah.
not honey. What ain't you?
He's like, you sure?
Mhm.
Okay. I guess I'm ready.
Keeper,
Yes.
as they were having that chat, as Suki, as usual, was talking to empty space, I'm going to look over at Sunny. What's being concealed here?
Roll it.
Sunny the Grim Reaper. Has been that the whole time.
Okay, so
Is this the sixth sense?
I didn't have it up. What is
Investigate a mystery roll plus sharp.
sharp? +1. Okay. 10 on the dot.
What's being concealed here? What's being concealed here is that Sunny seemed way too okay with having another demon in his shop, regardless of the reputation, given his behavior in the previous version of reality.
Yes. Okay. With that 10, I don't get any other questions, do I?
You actually can hold 2.
Okay. I can hold 2. Okay, so I'll start with this. Sunny, since when do you peacefully carry souls over to the next place that's not the fiery pit?
He's like, and he's kind of like watching the exchange, and he kind of like leans over without taking his eyes off what's this touching moment with Suki and Ralph, and he says, "Hey, you take work where you can get it, you know. Besides, I'm on sabbatical. I take deals. I don't always care about the outcome, you know."
Interesting. Okay. You said something about a reward for this one. What is that exactly?
He looks away, and he says, "He's going to meet your people. He's going to heaven."
Okay.
And you can see there's a glow now in front of Suki. And Suki, it's especially bright to you as the full outline filled in of Ralph's ghostly body and then details. And he sees it too. And you all can see this glowing man kind of slack jawed, like kind of like breathing kind of quick. And he's just like, okay, all right. And you guys can hear him and see him. He's like, nice hanging out with you guys.
Bye.
And as the light gets brighter and everyone has to look away except Sunny just keeps staring. And when it subsides, it's almost like white hot phosphorus fireflies twinkling and swirling, and they go out and they're gone. And Ralph has ascended to heaven. And that's where we end our episode.
Oh,
All the feels.
Wow.
it's
cried
me every
3
time.
times.
It's me every time.
We had a dead husband, a dead kid. We had a dead guy that got to go to heaven. We got
redemption.
a leasee who became a landlord or co-landlord. And let's not overstate this. We learned Gates's real name.
Yay!
Yeah.
We sure did. And Gates, do you want to give us that name one more time?
Jeffrey Wallace Gates II.
So GW Gates II. Awesome.
Mhm.
Thanks so much for watching the Duke City Chronicles. We're going to call our winner for the giveaway right now. We are very proud of ourselves. Congratulations if you won. Please get me in the Discord. And we'll be back next
That's
week.
funny.
Thanks so much for watching. Albuquerque's a weird place. Let's keep it that way. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.